These days, we're doing hundreds of demos per day. We're bringing in over 600, 700 users per day, sometimes more than that. So the velocity is very high. It's very fast. So every incremental improvement is a big difference for us. Like a 1 percentage point increase could mean tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. The calendars are fast. Our customers, or prospects rather, and customers too, we use it for both use cases. They're not sitting there spinning, waiting for a calendar to populate, right? You only have a few seconds to capture attention and somebody's gone right before they opt out. Just the speed and reliability is one of our favorite things. Just the fact that we have a faster system, a more reliable system. We've seen an increase of our bookings over 10%, which to us is very high. My name is Jonathan Pogat. I'm the VP of Marketing at Seamless.ai, real-time search engine for B2B sales leads. I run a marketing team of over 17 people. I've been here for the last 4 years, and we have a really unique point of view on marketing here at Seamless. We're responsible for revenue, which may not be completely unique these days. I think if you're a marketer out there, you need to tie yourself to outcomes and outcomes that align with the bottom line of your organization. So we're actually tasked with not only inbound revenue, but we help support with our net revenue retention. We help with our recruitment marketing, as well as all the other things that a good marketing team does too as well. Internal marketing, culture, so on and so forth. But we're all brand, we're all demand, and every day is about getting in front of new audiences, serving our customers, and making the most of our relationships. At a macro level, Seamless AI is a B2B data provider, but what really makes us unique and different, and this has been since the beginning, is we're a real-time search engine. We validate contact data in real time, company data, sales insights, buyer intent. We put all those things together in our platform and work with today it's over 35,000 organizations across the world, over 1 million users are on the platform. And we fit different use cases across the board. Yeah. So Seamless, we're mostly sales-led. We have a sales team. Data is a moving target, and the use case could be infinite. So we really like to take a consultative approach to working with our customers, working with our users, understanding their unique challenges and opportunities, and then prescribing them the right package at the right time, at the right price for them. So because of that, we're often trying to drive new user registrations. We're often trying to drive new demos, but we're looking further down the funnel as well. How do we help those demos hold? How do we increase close rates? How do we give our sales team, our CS team the right tools, knowledge, scripting, whatever it may be, to do their jobs in the most effective way possible? So Seamless, we've grown up pretty fast. The company has been around since 2018 in terms of revenue, and we've had a lot of interesting, opportunities to improve how we do things from an operational standpoint. Right at the very beginning, and this was before my time, we would just simply hand off meetings, right? And kind of like the sales movies, calling out Reco, and then somebody picks up the phone and takes the demo then and there. These days, we're doing hundreds of demos per day. We're bringing in over 600, 700 users per day, sometimes more than that. So the velocity is very high. It's very fast. So every incremental improvement is a big difference for us. Like a 1 percentage point increase could mean tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So we've used all of the platforms that you've heard of before, one-to-one calendaring in the early days, all the way to more orchestrated platforms that I think everybody has heard of before for the last few years. And we haven't quite found anything that fit the bill, right? Platforms, they go down, the calendar links, they break. The logic, doesn't work properly. We have a unique instance of Salesforce, which I think every organization does, right? Where we don't use a lead object, we use a contact object. So certain systems have issues with that. So it's always been a challenge to stay on top of it. It requires a lot of operational time, a lot of tweaking, a lot of governance, a lot of babysitting, honestly, just to make sure everything's working the way it works when you're doing hundreds and hundreds of demos per day. Because even if you're down for 5 minutes in our world, it's leaving money on the table. Yeah. I mean, the biggest challenge was complexity, is also aligning with our sales motion and our tech stack. right? Those things have to work really well. You can only cobble systems together for so long. You can only, hope the process works for so long. And, one of the biggest challenges we did have was, a previous system only wrote to a lead object. So we had to do some custom wiring in Salesforce to have it, auto disposition to a contact. And sometimes that didn't work great. The handoffs didn't work great either. Calendar links would go down often. If one person left the organization, it might break an entire workflow. We had lots of issues where, it wouldn't be uncommon to hear that, our calendar round robin was down. And that means everything to us. Time is everything to our sales team. There's only a few minutes in the day, and a certain amount of hours per day to get things done. And that also affects the customer experience, right? When you click book a demo, you expect to be served a calendar or a next step, and that thing's spinning or going to the wrong person. You're off on the wrong foot. You're going to have a much lower chance of converting that prospect into a customer. Yep. So I've been seeing a lot about RevenueHero. We're almost a year in completely here with RevenueHero, but previous to that, I've seen a lot of activity on LinkedIn, a lot of organizations making a big switch. I mean, the market has been pretty much dominated by a single player, when it comes to round robin calendar serving, working with B2B sales teams to drive demos. And it's always refreshing to see somebody new, and we're always evaluating our tech stack. We're always evaluating our budgets, functionality. So we didn't really have much expectation. It was more so like, hey, let's check this out. A lot of companies and execs in our space are making a switch. So we thought we'd take a look, and we were pleasantly surprised. So not only was the tech more aligned with RevenueHero with our go-to-market and our tech stack, but the service was just so much better. So much better. And that means a lot to us as well, right? You can tell when a product is continuing to innovate and continuing to grow based on the feedback of their customers. And we just weren't getting that great feedback loop before. And RevenueHero, they were listening to us, making changes, throughout our early days of working with them. And even to this day, the platform has gone through so many positive changes, some of it even just based on our feedback, which is just an awesome thing to have with a partner. I mean, something I haven't really talked about, and this isn't so much a feature, it's functionality, is the calendars are fast. Our customers, or prospects rather, and customers too, we use it for both use cases. They're not sitting there spinning, waiting for a calendar to populate, right? You only have a few seconds to capture attention and somebody's gone right before they opt out. Just the speed and reliability is one of our favorite things, but we make big use of our relay links as well. We don't just have like one sales team and one SDR team. We have, SDR teams that are split between regions, that are split between use cases, customers, non-customers, growth, inbound, outbound, right? International, all across the board. And it's really important that we get the right meetings to the right people at the right times. And we've been taking full advantage of that. It's got to be our favorite feature so far. Yeah, I mean, for us, when it comes to like where the big impact has been, because we do so much volume, because we do so much velocity, as I mentioned before, like those little incremental improvements make a really big difference on the business. So just the fact that we have a faster system, a more reliable system, we've seen an increase of our bookings over 10%, which to us is very high, right? I think when you get to a certain size of an organization, you no longer get the big wins, right? You're dealing in incrementality, and it's been a really nice improvement for us because we've been pretty stagnant on our bookings, which have always been stellar. But anytime we can get a percentage point, a few percentage points higher on booked meetings, held meetings, it makes a massive difference to the business because you're going to close at a pretty high rate, especially if it's inbound. Yeah, Slack notifications have been huge for us. I know some organizations embrace Slack more than others and some not at all. But for us, we're all in on Slack. It's where we spend, not a majority of our day, right? We're marketing and we're selling, we're on the phones, of course, like good sales and marketing people. But we want to know what's happening in the day-to-day of our business. And we've been taking advantage of those Slack notifications from RevenueHero for a number of use cases. Not every meeting successfully books. They might drop off after the first part of the form. So we want to know when that happens so we can reach out, figure out what happened, and get them back on the phone. right? Not only are booked meetings an opportunity, but meetings that haven't booked are a huge opportunity for us. So we get to see those notifications in Slack. Our SDR teams take action immediately. And we're also able to see like what's coming in through the pipeline without having our SDRs or our sales team log into RevenueHero or running a Salesforce report. They can just quickly see, where did this prospect come from? Where did they book from? Some of the firmographics of their organization so they can better prepare themselves in their discovery. Yeah, there's a lot to like about what we're doing with RevenueHero when it comes to use cases. I mean, everyone thinks of the obvious ones, right? You've got a demo button on your website and it fires off a form and a round robin and you're off to the races, right? That's definitely table stakes, and that's been an improvement, right, with the reliability and speed of it. But we've been discovering more and more use cases as time has gone on, including being able to send, really important and high intent fields to our SDRs for booking meetings. But the one I'm really most excited about that we launched a few months ago is our in-app book a demo router. And really what that means to us is when somebody's in Seamless.ai, we're a freemium subscription-based platform. We already have their name and their email address and their phone number. So why make them fill that out again, right? So we worked with the RevenueHero team and came up with a very quick and easy solution where all they have to do now is just click the button and they can select a time, right? It takes all these steps out of the process. Your prospects, right? Your prospects and customers, rather, they don't think that you're a knucklehead because they already gave you your data and you should have your data. And by the way, you're a data company. Now we're able to come to the table with a fast, easy, and no pun seamless solution for allowing them to have a conversation with their sales team. Recommendations for speed to lead when it comes to go to market. I mean, everything to us is speed to lead as an organization. I used to work at other orgs to where you might question, and I think a lot of people listening or watching this might relate to it, where it's like the sales team's not following up, right? Or the SDR team hasn't followed up. It's been days, it's been hours. I'm pretty grateful to know that it's usually minutes, if it's even many minutes. Right here at Seamless.ai, we have an amazing sales team that I get to partner with. And I mean, it's more so career advice more than anything. If you're a marketer out there and you want to have a nice career for yourself, tie yourself to a revenue number or a company metric, right? That makes a difference to the bottom line, that gets reported up to the board. Chances are it's not going to be MQLs and SQLs, right? If you really want to make a difference, focus on revenue and then focus and follow that path, right? How can you partner better with SDRs? I meet with our SDR team every week, getting feedback from them constantly on lead quality or user quality, whatever it may be, workflow, dispositioning, whatever it may be. We all have the same goals. It's to drive revenue, right? It's to drive revenue and outcomes for our customers. So align with your SDR team, align with your AE team, your CRO, your VP of sales, whatever it may be, your CFO as well. Like that should be your super team. And make sure you're not on an island. If you're on an island, I think you fall into that statistic of, most CMOs last 2 years or so at an organization. Your time's coming up. So take advantage of the people around you, be their best friend, and, be their superhero.